everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. Sorry about that, I was a wee bit late. I was just, I realised I'd finished my coffee, so I've just gone through to make another one. We're going to be talking about what's happening in the markets today, just as usual. Looking at a couple of news stories, looking at the Bitcoin chart as well. Still undecided about Bitcoin just now, if it's going to fall kind of big time or if it's going to go up big time. Just cannot call it just now. It's just really, really difficult to call at the moment. But we'll look at that as well. We'll also look at two coins that have got a buy signal. And one of them has already gone up 730%. The other one has just got into this buy signal, and it could have the same potential as well in the next, well, I'm going to say year, but I think it'll be sooner than that. We'll see what's happening, and it's going up right now, so we'll talk about that. I'm also going to share with you, I'm kind of reading a book just now, which is brilliant. I've seen an interview with Jerry Parker, one of the turtles. I don't know if you've heard about the turtle story. Brilliant story about Richard Dennis and his turtles. Jerry Parker was one of them, and I was watching an interview like I've done before as well in the past. I thought it was brilliant. So I got the book. I realised I didn't get the book. I hadn't read the book yet. So I got the book, started reading it, and couldn't kind of put it down. So I've got 4 books I'm going to share with you that's really helping with my kind of trading as well. I'm reading them just now. It's helping with the mindset of trading in that as well. So we'll do that at the beginning. So we'll just see if we're live or not. Just make sure we are live. We are. Right, so I'm just going to dive over. Hopefully the sound and that's okay. If you're in just now and watching, leave a comment just to let me know where you're from in the world, and just to say hi as well. It's always good that we can chat as well, and we can have a wee cup of coffee at the same time. I'm in, yes, okay, we're in. So we've got David D is in the house. Welcome to you. Great October call returns. Yeah, thanks very much. I posted that in the kind of premium group and the free group as well. So that was the first. So I've noticed as well, when I stick to the rules of kind of my trading, what I did at the very beginning, I get much better returns on it as well. Whereas before, I have to change the kind of trading rules that I had before of making the calls as well because of the market conditions. Now I'm thinking it doesn't matter about market conditions, just stick to the trading rules. If there's no calls to be made, don't make any calls. So October, I started October with that kind of frame of mind, and it's working just now. So thanks very much for that, David. The thing is, when you look at that, you have to kind of look at, and I'll show you as well, everybody else, what David's talking about. You have to look at kind of the exit points as well. So it's not just about getting the highest returns or getting the high and the lows, because nobody ever does that, but it's a good indicator as well. Stephen King is in the house, Marcus Jafari is in, Mervyn Skidmore, Cookie is back with us, Njambi Kariri is in, Mitch Dieter, Mac Pollen, Mike D, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house. Welcome to you. Gordy Boy, Gareth Passage, Kundalini 2222, King 1969 is back with us from Denmark, Gareth Passage from South Africa, Mark Guinness is in the house. XRP Freak, are you still holding a bag of Tron? No, I haven't held Tron for ages, although I am a little bit more optimistic since Justin Sun has kind of calmed down his kind of tweets, but I just noticed one this morning from Justin Sun. I haven't checked out yet, I've just kind of bookmarked it. Mark Innes from Australia. After yesterday's great run, looks like ZRX has taken a breather and retraced to around 0.32, and XRP had a good day but could not breach 30 cents. Let's see how today fares. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day today. So let's jump into the markets just now, see what the hell is going on. Okay. We have an overall market capitalization of, it's not coming up, $226 billion. Just now, it's kind of staying the same. It's nothing real much happening. Bitcoin dominance going down very slightly, 66.3%. We've got the Bitcoin price of 8,346. Aggregated price across all the exchanges, or the important exchanges. Winners and losers. We have Educare up 14%. That's the only one in double-digit greens. 0x had a great day, up 9.7%, basic attention token up 9%, and a couple of others worth noting as well, but not that much kind of in the green. So we've got about 35% in the green, 65% in the red. Rift token down 8.85%, energy token is 8.5%, centrality 0.46%, Ethereum down 6%. Again, not that much of drops in USD value. So it's actually about, yeah, it's about 60-40 in the red. We'll look at all the kind of cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. We now have 2,980 listed, and over the last 24 hours, these are the ones that have been traded over 10K, $10,000. We'll look at some of the 100% that have gained overnight. We have Dash coin, not Dash, Dash, which is up 237% on 54,000 volume, which is kind of okay volume. Not brilliant, but kind of okay. But it's only got a market cap of 52,000. So I don't know too much about that, but these are the ones we have to look at. We might laugh at them and say, well, the market cap's only 52,000, it can't be right if the volume's 54,000. But we have to kind of look at them. This is why we look at this for hidden gems. Ether Zero on 11.3 million volume is up 169% with a market cap of 13 million. So before that, it was probably a market cap of about 5 million. Cloudbrick is up 164% on 15,000 volume and 2.2 million market cap. Maxmine coin is up 129%. Market cap is 62 million. Volume is only 52,000 though. Italian lira is up 89%, 39,000 volume. So again, we still have to look at it. We can't dismiss it. We can't laugh at it, but we have to look at it before we can dismiss it. So that's the one that's kind of in play just now. Ether Zero, interesting on that one as well. Just have a look at Ether Zero just now. So see why it's jumped up. It did jump up before and it was at 46 million. Ether Zero came right back downhill, jumped up to 15 million. So I don't know what's going on with Ether Zero. I don't know anything about it. August the 19th updates. Yeah, it seems a bit dodgy to me, to be honest. What markets is it on? Bithum or Bithum? 10 million market or volume. I'm not sure. Bitmax 347,000. Digifinex as well. So I don't know what's going on there. Something not quite right. I suppose we'd have to go to kind of Twitter as well and just go $ETZ and just try and get the lay of the land there. A lot of it's just crap, to be honest, when you do that, but you can quickly find the other ones. If there's a BitCat listing on Bithum today, that was January 17th. So not much at all. Don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look legit, to be honest. Strange. Anyway, I don't know if you know, if anybody knows, let me know in there. Okay, crypto bubbles, what we're doing over the last 24 hours. And this is in USD value. We've got a mix there. Predominantly, I'd say, it's kind of veering towards the green. We've got Bitmax is up 8.1%. We've seen these as well. Next, BAT, 0x as well. And we'll go to BTC value. Probably not changed that much. Couple of wee changes, not that much. Okay, so we'll go to the hourly, see what's happening over the last hour. Maxmine down, that's a big red bubble there. We're still predominantly in the green, I would say. Just taking a step back and looking at it. This is just a mix of cryptocurrencies that they've got here. But predominantly in the green, but not by that much, to be honest. So it's kind of 50-50 going on that. That's BTC value. USD doesn't change that much, but it's going towards the red actually in USD value, which means it looks as if the Bitcoin price might be coming down then, or might be going down. So I've not looked at it in the last half hour because I've been getting ready. Fear and Greed Index, what is it just now? 39. So it's still around about the same as it has been for the last week or so. Last month it was 38. And we'll just go to the history of the last month. We can see it reached 12 there, and I showed you a correlation. Well, there wasn't a correlation, but usually after a couple of months after the Fear and Greed Index has reached its all-time low of fear, which it was 5, I think. It got down to 5. Yeah, it did. Got down to 5 on August the 22nd. A couple of months after this is when Bitcoin has shot up in price. So we'll see what happens if that is still going to hold true with that as well. Okay, we'll just jump back to chat, see who else is in the house, if anybody. Oh, somebody's speaking Danish. David Schwartz is in the house. Hello to you, good to see you. Niles Bill is in. King1969, having a wee conversation there. Peggy Johnson is in. What are the two coins? I've not named them yet, so we're going to look at them. Evan Skidmore, BitConnect and BSV, that's the ones. David D, BAT has been rocking it. BAT has been rocking it, it's been really good. Still not crossed over on the weekly, so we're going to look at that. Evan Skidmore, he's not said, right, I said that. He hasn't revealed yet, thanks David. Hi. Okay, Jason Clayton is in the house as well. Good to see you back, Jason. Okay, the two coins. Let's look at the two coins. Okay, so we're on the weekly. And you know, kind of my indicators, I've got a lot of indicators that I kind of look at. But one of them is the kind of the crossovers. I've got the 70 EMA and the 50 EMA, and Chainlink crossed over on the 1st of October 2018. So it's a long time away, obviously, but if we're taking it, I kind of spoke about yesterday about taking the long-term view, taking the macro view instead of the micro view. So this is what I've been doing more, and I'm looking to do more as well, and look at long-term calls. I made a long-term call yesterday, which I think is a brilliant one. Might do a video on it, probably a couple of days. I want to give it to the premium group first, obviously, which I've done yesterday. And this morning I kind of revealed what the coin was to the premium group as well. What I'm going to be talking about, but there are literally only two coins in the altcoin market that's crossed over on the weekly. Chainlink being one of them, 1st of October 2018. Since then it went to a high of 735%. At the moment it's up 544% since it crossed over back in October 2018, and it's still gone up, and it looks as it's going to go up probably another 100% or something. I would imagine over the next couple of months Chainlink is really going to still continue to go up. So it's a case of buying on the pullbacks. There would have been a perfect time to buy at 15,000. I kind of said that at the time as well. I don't have money. I've got all my money tied up, so I couldn't buy it, or I would have kind of bought as much as I could back here when I kind of mentioned it on the channel as well. But it's kind of doubled in price since then, and probably will double again. The next one, the only other one that's crossed over on the weekly, is Therion. Just crossed over on the weekly. We'll take the VPVR out. Crossed over here on the 30th of September. Now, Tikitawari kind of mentioned this coin, which has probably obviously helped it kind of jump up and cross over on the weekly. But it's still going up just now. So I've said this morning, I think it's about 750 this morning, 750 Satoshi. And I said to the premium group, this is a long-term call. And that was about 750, although I didn't officially call it. I was just telling everybody it's a long-term call, and it's probably going to double and go up to around the 1500 level. There's no real resistance there, so that's the next stop for Therion. Now, if you think about the market capitalization, just forget about the fundamentals of what it does just now. But if you think about just a technical point of view, as I said, this is the only coin out of two that's crossed over on the weekly EMA. So the 70 EMA has crossed over the 50 EMA on the weekly. No other coin has done that. Certainly on Binance. There'll be other coins, kind of other, I can't look at every single coin obviously, but certainly on Binance, no other coin is coming close to that. So we can have a quick look through that as well. So is this going to go up the same way as Chainlink? It's not in the same space. It's in a different space altogether. It's about kind of recording data. Oh, and that's what Therion is all about. But it's only got a market capitalization of 25 million. It's probably up a wee bit slightly just now since I kind of looked at it this morning. But TNT, 28 million. It's jumped up. It's jumped up 3 million since I spoke about it this morning to the premium group. So it's still going up, and I still expect it to keep on going up. Would I jump into this just now? Again, I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't. I've got all my money tied up just now, or I would have kind of jumped into it. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago as well about this kind of crossing over on the daily. If we look at the daily one as well, crossed over way early on the 19th of September. I think I mentioned it when it was back up here at 493, 500, and how it could go higher, and it has gone higher. But taking a macro view, This is where I'm leaning more towards now. The macro view, looking at this, previous resistance was about 654, round about 654, shot through the previous resistance. Next resistance is about 1500. But this could keep on going up and up to the 1500 level. Maybe stop there, come back down and go back up again. But we need to wait and see. It could be a massive cup and handle kind of formation there as well. If you kind of look from here back in 30th of April 2018, that'll be a massive cup and handle on a weekly. But I know Tika Tiwari's kind of talked about this, and I know kind of what you think. We spoke about this yesterday as well about Tika Tiwari, but there's no doubt when you look at it, Ethereum could be a good buy for the long term. So it might actually have something here. I'm just going to have a look. So this is a beginner's guide. It's just to tell you what it does. A universal platform that allows for verification of data at a massive scale. That's the kind of operative word there, massive scale. The team behind Terion saw that businesses have methods for notarizing and safeguarding important documents, but there was not a universal equivalent for the safeguarding of digital data. And the team also saw that such industries as financial service, DeFi space, insurance and healthcare must safeguard large volumes of critical data, but doing so can be cumbersome, expensive and or impossible, particularly when you factor in authenticating the data in question. This is that's the gist of what Terion does. There's more fundamentals as well. It's good fundamentally, but from a technical point of view alone, it looks really, really good. So I would kind of call this, I've said it in the premium group already this morning though, and I've called it before as well, to be honest, but that is the one I was talking about, and it looks good, and it's still going up 798. Just now it's up 8%, probably more than that, up 15% today. So I think it was down at 750 when I kind of first spoke about it. It's kind of going up, still going up, but the next stop looks to be about 1500. I know you should never FOMO in when it goes to the top, and I would always advise against that, but it's kind of gone up already about 200%. Would I wait on a pullback? You probably have to say, if I'm being honest, no, I wouldn't wait on a pullback. I'd go in just now. If I had the money, I'd probably put a couple of $1,000s into this if I had the money just now, and just say, okay, it's for the long term. If it does pull back, it's cool, but I would be going in just now with this. Looking at the order books, there's some kind of healthy order books here for buys, with supports as well at the order books, but that doesn't really mean anything. And people could just pull their orders from these order books for the buys and the sales obviously as well. But if I did have a couple of thousand, I'd probably park it in TNT. I've probably done it a few weeks ago when I first spoke about it, but I wouldn't have any hesitation still going in just now. I know that's counterintuitive to kind of what you've probably been told as well, and probably to what I say as well, but because this is such a low market cap as well, because of the potential and the attention it's getting just now, I think it could be a good one for the short term and the long term as well. Smart People is in the house, welcome to you. Hi Steve, thanks for the great information, my pleasure. Crypto Dread is in the house from Florida, good to see you here. Nils Bull ARC did jump up yesterday. We'll take a look at some of the charts as well. Rowan Rocker, Draga, talking Dutch again to each other, so having a wee separate conversation here. Tony P is in the house. G-Slick is in. Chris Moll is back with us. The Hawthorns just dropped in to say good day. Been watching all lives a few hours late recently. RC, excellent. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for dropping in. PTOY, thoughts? We'll go on to that. We'll look at the charts later on. Okay, I just want to talk about a couple of books I'm reading just well. I'm reading 4 books at the moment just now. I tend to kind of read 2 or 3 at a time. Some are fiction, most of them are non-fiction, to be honest. So I'm going to talk about them as well. So I'll just jump back to this, my face. So the first book I'm reading just now is this one, The Illusion of Money. I'm not being paid to kind of talk about these, but it's The Illusion of Money from Kyle Cease. Kyle Cease was formerly, and this is how I know him as well, he was in the kind of MySpace, kind of making money space online. But he was a comedian as well, and he kind of transitioned from being a comedian, talking on stage, to talk about marketing and stuff like that as well. And now he's got a new book out called The Illusion of Money. Really, really good and down to earth, the kind of way he speaks about it as well. Watch a couple of his interviews first. Really, really good guy. So look at that, and it's talking about the mindset of money. How we've got, and I speak about this in my book as well. This is why I'm doing a lot of research and reading so many books. I speak about this, the kind of belief ceiling we have in crypto, we have it in kind of everyday lives as well. And a belief ceiling is where you think you can only earn a certain amount of money, whether it be per year or in your lifetime, and that's where you tend to stop. So if you think you can only earn about, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, you're not going to get past that until your beliefs change. You have to fundamentally change before you can actually get past that ceiling of 50,000. So you have to kind of change your beliefs. To fundamentally change, you have to change your beliefs. So really you have to change your identity. When you change your identity, i.e. you are the person who can earn more than $50,000 per year, then you can go past and through the level of $50,000. Hope this is making sense. So until then, until you change your identity, until you change your beliefs, in other words, you cannot get through that barrier of earning $50,000. I've seen it in my own business. Before, loads and loads of times in my own business, when I first started out, I thought, okay, I'm going to earn $30,000. If I could get to that, that would be amazing. That was a ceiling for me. I hit the ceiling dead on 30,000 for my second year in trading or something. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to double it, and I'll try and change my beliefs to double it to 60,000. Changed it. Guess what? I hit 60,000. I couldn't get past it. And then I changed it to 120,000, hit 120,000, couldn't get past that. Doubled it again, hit 240,000, and kind of my fourth or fifth year of trading online. Not trading with the kind of cryptocurrency. I'm talking about business, the business I was doing. And I went for 500,000, didn't quite reach 500,000, but it shows about the belief ceiling we have. And we have to change our identities and therefore our beliefs. So The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease is a great book to kind of get that belief ceiling and kind of smash through it as well. Talks about a lot of other things. Love this. This is Silence. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Heech Nat Han, Silence. And it's just talking about how we should kind of be in the moment, the power of now, basically. So Silence, he's got really good books out. And I love kind of what he kind of writes as well. I've seen a couple of videos, not with him specifically, but a really good book. I'm reading that just now, and it's just about kind of slowing down and just paying attention to being in the moment. And the next book is from James Clear, and that's Atomic Habits. Love that book, Atomic Habits. Love it, and I've read it. This is the second time I'm reading it because I'm reading it from a different point of view now. I'm reading it as a writer because I'm kind of I'm emulating the format. So I've written a book, as I said, called The Belief Principle, and there's something missing in it. And I realised what it was after reading kind of Atomic Habits, and it's kind of stories and more scientific evidence of what I'm writing about. So I'm emulating the format of the Atomic Habits book to put into The Belief Principle, and it's really turning out much better as well. The last book, which I'm really, really enjoying, I love these books, and it reminds me of The Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, which is a brilliant book. If you're a trader, you've probably read that already, you probably know about it, Anton, is it Lefebvre? First name, I think it's that, I can't remember. But brilliant book, years ago I read it, and I'm just going to have to see who wrote it. Just going to get the name because Edwin, I keep on saying Anton, but it's Edwin Lefebvre. That's who wrote The Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. Brilliant book. I know it's a really old book as well, but it's a fantastic book, and it was the first one I read when I was doing stock trading when I was back in 1990, the late 90s, when I was trading then as well. But this one, The Complete Turtle Trader, reminds me of that. It's that kind of story. If you don't know about it, it's about Richard Dennis, who's a kind of brilliant trader in the pits, and he kind of took that and he took, it was almost like, and I speak about this in the book as well, it's almost like if you've seen Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, it's almost like that. He had a bet with his partner to say it was nature versus nurture, that you could teach how to trade really well, and he kind of proved that. Richard Dennis proved it and said yes, you could do that, and he did. He got, I think there was 24 original turtles, and there's some brilliant turtles who were making millions of dollars year on year. People had never traded before, some of them had, but it kind of taught them. One of them was Jerry Parker, who I've seen a lot of interviews with. Really good, really good. So the Complete Turtle Trader, I would definitely say you have to buy that. I'm still reading it at the moment, just now, and that's a brilliant book to buy as well. So just while you're waiting on the markets either breaking down or breaking up, you could start reading some of those books because they are really excellent. Okay, I'll dive back to the chat and see what you think. I don't know if you've got any of these books, or what books are you reading? Let me know what books you're reading just now. Any books, it doesn't have to be about trading. Mine's are not. Mine's are about mindset and habits and stuff like that as well. I don't know if anybody was interested in that, but I just thought I'd share it with you. KTV, Steve, do you think XRP bull already start or just a hype from swell soon? Why or why not? We'll look at the charts as well. David D, hope the restaurant as well. Real XRP rise won't happen until US provide regulation clarity and custody. This could be the swell, a result of recent Brad G PR push. So a lot of things happening with XRP, and we'll just look at the charts just now. Let me know what books you're reading. If you're watching this on replay, let me know in the comments what books you're reading as well. Okay, let's look at some of the charts. And then we'll go on to look at some news. TNT has jumped up to 849. So as we've been speaking about that, it's jumped up to 849 just now. It's the biggest riser, I think. It's one of the biggest risers on Binance. So 23% up. It's probably going to keep on going because there's no barriers here. There's no barriers for TNT. Maybe possibly around about the 1,000 mark. Could be a barrier, but this could keep on going. So does that prove that the weekly indicator and the 70 EMA and the 50 EMA plus the other indicators that we've got as well does show that it could go up? So there's only two that's crossed over, and that's Chainlink, which has jumped up 730% already, and Ethereum. Or is this just the kind of Tika Tiwari kind of effect as well? Chainlink was the other one that kind of jumped up as well, but Tika Tiwari kind of said Chainlink as well was one of them. But that had already jumped up back in 2018. Ethereum jumped up on the weekly 30th of September, and he kind of spoke about it the middle of September, so it started jumping up around about then after it hits all-time low, funny enough. So it could go up more. Yeah. 1 second. So XRP, BTC, still extremely bullish on that for the long term. For the long term, we're on the weekly just now. We can see 6 weekly green candles, which is a good sign. And we have the daily crossover. It's hit 3,500. This is Satoshi value, obviously not dollar value. But to me, this is still a buy. Just now, from a technical point of view, fundamental point of view, you know what I think about it fundamentally. They're building the infrastructure, they're building the kind of network, they're building the base, the foundations. Hugely, it's just the most solid foundation in any project in kind of the crypto space just now. It's the best foundation ever, I believe, for XRP. So yeah, I still think that's a slow explosion. Still going up just now. It crossed over at 2,760. It's kind of went up already, about 30%, and expect more of the same as well. We've crossed through some barriers already. The next barrier probably 3,800. Then we're kind of on up into the 4,000s. So I think it's just going to rise slowly from here. XRP, from a technical point of view, volume has gone up slightly as well. We can see that over the last month or so, the volume has gone up. So yeah, XRP is definitely going to go up as well. Ethereum, I think, is going to do exactly the same. Crossed over around about the same time, 18th of September, after hitting its all-time low. The volume is slightly going up. It's coming back down a wee bit just now, but I think we're going to get a jump in Ethereum as well. It's crossed a few barriers already as well, 2.2 million. It crossed there. The next barrier would be about 2.5 million. It's not hit that yet. Once it goes through that, I think we're going to go up from there up to the 3 million mark and continue to rise from there. Ethereum in the DeFi space is going to be huge. Because of the DeFi space, it's going to really, there's going to be a big kind of resurgence of Ethereum as well, when a lot of people were writing off a couple of months ago. And talking about DeFi, if we look at this as well, the total locked value in Ethereum. This is Ethereum, not in dollars. This is the number of Ethereum. This is total value locked in Ethereum is 3 million, the highest it's ever been. So this is the total value locked in Ethereum just now in the DeFi space. So since it started, that was back in 2017. I'm talking about the Ethereum space. This is on DeFi Pulse. If you want to check that out, and DeFiPulse.com, you can check some of the details there. And this is total value locked in USD, not quite the highest. And this is obviously based on the kind of price of Bitcoin as well. So the price of Bitcoin back in June 2019 was higher than it is just now, I believe. It was higher, BTC USD. Just look at the charts for Bitcoin later on. But I wanted to see back in June what it was. This is on the daily. Yeah, back in June we were talking 13,000. So it would have been higher had the Bitcoin price been higher as well. So I thought that was interesting that this space is growing and growing. We can see that this is the amount of Ethereum locked in it, and it's only going to grow even more. I'm just going to look at the DeFi index as well. So we'll go to the stock markets and the DeFix. So DeFix, yeah, up to 110 is close to its all-time high, and this is the index for decentralized finance projects, which consists of 0x is in there as well. This is why 0x is going to continue to rise as well. Ogre's in there as well. REP is going to jump up. We've got Movio in there as well. So we're going to see this continue to rise. And I think once this comes out, I don't think it's out yet. DeFix fund. I don't think the fund is operating yet. They've got a fund that's going to be coming out for the DeFix. Invest in DeFix. This is the kind of components of it just now. Ogre, Movio, Gnosis, Numerai, Maker, and 0x. So this fund will be launched on Exante platform this fall. So we should be very soon for that coming out, the fund as well. I think that'd be a good one to invest in, to diversify your portfolio as well, if you're into that. What's happening on Binance? It's jumping up just now. There's a lot of kind of projects jumping up at the moment. So yeah, that was the DeFi space. I think that's going to grow even more, and it's going to just kind of exponentially kind of keep on growing for there. One of the best use cases out just now for kind of blockchain and cryptocurrencies as well. And for Ethereum, it's just going to make Ethereum explode. Okay, we'll just go back to chat. I'm only seeing one developer on TNM's website. You sure you want to buy it? I'd need to look into that. XRP Freak. Oh yeah, I travelled to Vietnam from a food show. Awesome. Okay, separate conversations there. God about XRP has been building networks for years, still a dud. No, it's not a dud. They've been building networks, they've been building foundations. This is the way I see it. They've been building the foundation there to make it a solid foundation. So you're going to come back one day, God and say, okay, I got it wrong, it's not a dud. But you'll probably still come back and say it is a dud, even though it jumps up to 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 Satoshi when it jumps up. So Chia Ngov is in the house. Good morning to you. Stephen David, Joe, welcome to my restaurant California as a VIP guest and try all the food on me. Excellent, thank you very much. KTV Saigon, that'd be excellent. I've been to California, I think San Diego, so I suppose I have been to San Diego once for a conference I was doing. Vietnamese also play an important role in cryptos adoption. Last year they spent 400 million USD on cryptos. The Asian community is going to be huge, or is huge for crypto, and America is going to get left behind. I still feel America and the Western world are going to get left behind with cryptos, and we have to kind of follow what the likes of kind of Japan's doing, Vietnam, what the kind of Asian community is doing, or the Asian countries are doing as well. We have to kind of follow their kind of lead and not the other way about. but we're going to get left behind. The kind of Western world is going to get left behind. B is in the house. Welcome to you. I'm not. My palette is not that good. KTV. My palette is not that good at all. I'm a traditional kind of mince and tatties kind of guy. So my palette is really not good. I'm kind of ashamed to say that because I'm just not a foodie at all, to be honest. And I wished I was. I really wished I was, but I'm willing to try anything. FET have called that as well. We're going to look at Bitcoin, sorry, we'll look at another couple ones, but we're going to look at Bitcoin just now. We're sitting at 8,281. So the thing for me is just now with Bitcoin, this is on the daily, we're in this kind of channel here just now, trading between 7,800 and 8,600 for Bitcoin. And we need to kind of break out either way of the channel just to know what direction we're going to go. Obviously, we don't want to break to the downside, but it could go there. It's knocked on the door a couple of times for 7,800. It could break them through that as well. But it's also knocked on the door of 8,600 a couple of times, which coincides with the 200 MA as well. You can see that there. And we'll get rid of the EMAs just now and just look at the 200 MA. So this is what everybody's talking about. We'll go to the 4 hour. Kind of in this channel just now. And we'll come down here and go up here as well. So we need to break out of that channel at the moment for a clear direction to be made. Either side to the upside or to the downside. And then we can decide what we're doing. Volume is not giving us a good indication of what's happening with Bitcoin. The volume is kind of average just now. It's not that high. I'd like the volume to be up if we were going to break up to the upside. So there's a case for it breaking up to the upside. There's a case for it breaking down to the downside as well, or breaking out to the downside. So I'm still undecided of where Bitcoin is going to go at the moment. I just don't know. On the weekly, if we look at the weekly and look at the kind of macro kind of view, and we'll get rid of this just now, we can see the weekly, the 50 EMA is being used as support. Now, if it breaks down below support, around about the 7,900 or kind of 8,000 level, if we break down below that, then we're in for a different type of ride, probably all the way down to possibly 6,200. But we need to wait and see what happens. So it's still undecided just now, and we could trade sideways between this kind of range of 7,800 and 8,600 for a few weeks or even a few months. I was looking at Crypto this morning as well. They think it's going to break to the upside before the weekend, so this week sometime. I'm just not sure, but if it breaks below this kind of 8,000 level, I'd kind of be more bearish on it. If it stays at this level and kind of starts to move up slowly and kind of does hit that 200 MA, then I'd be obviously much more bullish if it could break through the. It's not kind of 8,600 now, it's actually 8,700 because the 200 MA is actually going up. Just look at that, what it is just now. That's a BPPR. And the MA, so to have to break through 8,750 now. If it broke through that, then that would be great. But it has knocked on the door of the 200 MA, which is good. This is a good sign as well. This is a bullish kind of sign. So the more times it knocks on the door of the 200 MA, the more chances of it doing it next time. If it kind of goes up to knock on the door of the 200 MA again, more chances of it breaking through the more times it's knocked previously. Same to the downside as well. So it's knocked on the door of 7,750 before, 4 or 5 times. If it goes down to that level again, it could break down below that. So it's either or for Bitcoin just now. Nobody can tell, nobody knows. Volume is not giving us a good indicator either. So I'm a bit concerned about that. So I'm kind of middle of the road for Bitcoin just now. FET, BTC. This is on the daily. I'll go to that. So good thing I looked at this morning as well, and we'll get this off. Yeah, I looked at this morning. I've called this already, the FetchAI, so I'll show you kind of what I've called and what David was talking about at the very beginning of the program. But the volume is way up on this, which is really good. That's a really good indicator. I'm liking that. Just now it's up to 558. It did get up to 643 yesterday. and I'm thinking this is going to go up more. It's crossing over on the daily just now. It's not quite crossed over, but it's crossing over just now. So I'm really bullish on FetchAI just now. And I think that's going to be a really good one. So yeah, it is coming up for a buy, although it has gone up already about 40%. I still see that as just a start of things to come for FetchAI, but we need to wait and see. And wait and see what happens with that. Okay, we'll look at some of the calls. So this is a calls, and we're talking, I'll just kind of zoom in here.
Here's what I found.
Yeah. Siri talking again, man. Turn her off. So these are the calls, and these are the completed calls. So I've only got 10 days. When I make a call, I've only got 10 days for it to go up in price, before I have to say, okay, that's it, it's ended. That's the last kind of date. That's the cut-off date. So on the 3rd of October, called MCO at 34,000 sats. It went up to a high of 45,000 on the 13th of October. Lowest price was 34,590. So this is a perfect call. Perfect call for me is where there's no drawdown. The drawdown here is the difference between the lowest price and the call price. So I called at 34,590 and never went below 34,590. And it's went higher. And I still think it's going to go higher than 45,000 MCO, but that was a gain of 30.99%. Now, what it doesn't kind of show you here is when I would have exited the call. So I don't tell, in the premium group, I don't tell you when to exit, I only tell you when to get in. And you decide if you want 5%, 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50%, 100% increase, or when you're going to stay in. A trailing stop loss would be better for this. But I'm just giving you the kind of highest price and the price I called it as well. So I have to be honest, but the drawdown is 0%, that's what we're looking for, that's important as well. AION, called at 850, high price of 990 on the 8th of October, lowest price was 774 on 8th of October, I don't think that's right. So the drawdown was 8.94%, but the gain was 16%, that'd have been good. Ambrosis, called at 222, high price 533 on the 13th of October, and the low price was 217 on the 3rd of October, so that's when I called it. So that's almost a perfect call as well, up 140%. And Nulls went up 7.65% before going down. And EVX, which I've just called again, went up 12.33% before going down again as well with a drawdown of 5.58%. Just called EVX at 4332, called that this yesterday morning. And EVX just now I think is going to go up big time, but need to wait and see. Where is it just now? 4400 with a high just now 4430. So we'll have to say 4430. So it's up 2.26% since yesterday as well. My own trade just now, I'm just going to, this is since October. I was in Zilliqa. Going to 74, got out 76 with 2.70%. 9th of October, gone to ERD at 21. That's not a sale price just now. Just say that's at the moment, that would be 19 if I sold today. So it'd be a loss of 9.52%. I've not got a stop loss on that because I think the volume is up and I think that is going to go up. So I'm okay with the stop loss, although the stop loss is 18 for me mentally, but I'm not putting a stop loss in automatically. So that's 19. I'm expecting that to go to about 25, possibly up to 35. We did get up to 35, it would be a 66% increase. And we're at ERD just now. ERD BTC. So I'm not keen on the volume just now. Volume is not good, and I've noticed the bots are coming in just now as well on ERD, which is not a good sign. So if we look at ERD, you can look at the order books. 354 million to buy at 67 Bitcoin worth, and to sell, see the bots? If we kind of zoom in here, this is the bots coming in at 20, 600, 501. That is bot trading. So not keen on that kind of happening, but it's happening just now, and see what happens. So it looks as if it's going to go to 2021. And then I'll assess it from there just to see what it does, but I need to look at the volume. I want the volume to go much higher. It's not that high at the moment. So Chair Ingov, thank you, my pleasure. Gareth Passage, Zen, like Zen as well. Zen, BTC. It's not crossed over yet. It's going sideways at the moment, so this could be an accumulation zone for Horizon just now. So this could be a good one. Is it the all-time low? It is the all-time low. So this could actually be a good time to buy Zen, and this could break out soon as well. I'd wait for the crossover on the daily, but it's probably crossed over on the 4 hourly already. But as I said, I'm sticking to the rules for trading and looking at the daily. I'm going to stick to that. But you have to kind of change to market kind of conditions as well. You have to kind of do that. But I've noticed every time I stick to my own rules that I had at the very beginning, I do much better with the trading. So I'm sticking to that just now. So I would wait on the crossover on the daily, but Zen looks good for a breakout here. Ren is broken out as well. Ren, BTC. So that did cross over on the daily. It crossed over a couple of days ago on the 9th of October. Crossed over at 582. It's now jumped up about 40%. So I think we're going to see more from Ren as well. You can't gauge it on a weekly because it's not had enough data for a weekly yet, but it does look good for a jump up, and we've had 5 weekly green candles, which is brilliant. So we could see a further jump up. The volume for that is above average, but I'd like to see more volume on that, but it's still going up as well. So it does look good. Ren for short and long term as well. And by the way, check out Secret Garden when you are in SGN. Good restaurant, good atmosphere. Brad Garlinghouse is brilliant. He used to drive for Uber and his vision is damn great. A very down-to-earth guy. I like Brad Garlinghouse. Gareth Passage 1. So look at 1 as well. 1 BTC. Not crossed over yet. 73 at the moment. Volume has gone up though, which is a good sign. Crossed over in the 4 hourly a while ago actually, because we called that 63. So it's coming down to meet the 50 EMA at the moment, and probably bounce off the 50 EMA, I would imagine, if Bitcoin behaves itself. Unless Bitcoin drops big time or goes up big time, then 1 looks like it could bounce off the 50 EMA, which is a good buy from here. I definitely would put a stop loss in for that, because we don't know what's going to happen with the Bitcoin price, obviously, as well. Have a wee look at NKN on the 5 minute. NKN, we've spoke about that a few times with Imran Chowdhury. He kind of recommended it ages ago. So in 13% it's up again, 17 million market cap. Charts on a 5 minute chart. Okay, why the 5 minute? We'll just have a look at cointrader.pro. Taking a long time to load. NKN, BTC. Now, even on the daily chart, if you look at the daily chart, it's up to 574 at the moment. So you said a 5 minute chart. Why the 5 minute chart? It's not got the 5 minute chart here, but it's got the 15 minute. Of October, big jump from 20 up to 574. So it's doing well. It's doing really well just now. As I said, 17 million market cap. Has had a market cap before of 51 million, so 3 times from where it is just now. Gareth Passage, thank you, my pleasure. Good to see Godboy still bullish on XRP, as always. Ross Davison, hi, long-term opinion on NEO and CVONT, please. Long-term on NEO, I think NEO is going to surprise a lot of people. Neo BTC, we'll look at we did look at this yesterday, but I think long-term Neo is going to surprise people. Everybody's forgotten about it and they're just kind of written it off just now, and that's why I think we should be looking at it. The volume is still down, that's the only thing, but I think we should be looking at Neo again, and I think Neo is going to surprise everybody in the next few months. So keep an eye out for Neo just now. It's near its all-time low, or 2 or 3 year low just now, because when it was at cheers before, obviously. So yeah, still bullish on Neo. Really loved Neo before. I made a lot of money with Neo as well, but extremely bullish on Neo, and it'd be one of the ones I was buying purely because nobody else is paying attention to it. And Neo 3.0 is coming out, volume is down, there's no interest in Neo at all just now, or it doesn't seem to be, but it's going to surprise everybody. So I would definitely be getting into Neo just again and again. If I had the money for it, I'd be putting a few $1,000s into Neo as well, with the hopes that it's going to probably jump back up to at least 200-300%, and probably by the end of the year as well. CV, Car Vertical, I'm not au fait with that, to be honest. Car Vertical, 1.6 million market cap, so it'd be classed as a hidden gem. Obviously, it's a hidden gem in plain sight because a lot of people talking about it. Volume is not that great, 81,000. Markets, we know it's on KuCoin. Social, we're in social. So just kind of looking at from October 10, so not up to date. I don't know I've not done a deep dive on Car Vertical. I've looked at it before as well when it came out. That was way back, and it has had a market cap of 50 million, so we're talking about what, 40 times where it is just now, or less than that, 35 times from where it is just now. It could do well, so I can't really tell you too much. ONT, I think ONT is still going to do well. ONT BTC, everybody was saying ONT is what Neo should have been, so if you go by that, then you could say, well, that's probably going to jump up as well, big time. All-time low, accumulating just now, possibly. Volume is down, nobody's really talking about it. Good time to buy. Is it going to survive the altcoin purge? I think that would be the first question. In my opinion, yes, it is going to survive the altcoin purge, so that would make it a buy, kind of my book. If it's going to survive the altcoin purge, nobody's really talking about it, there's not much volume there as well. It sounds counterintuitive, but I would start buying as well, or accumulating this. This is not financial advice, do your own research and all that. PTOY, what's PTOY? I've seen that before. Patient Tory, or under a million. It was at 48 million. Volume 854. Bitrex. We'll just go to the last month. I'm looking at the volume here. The volume is not good on this, obviously. When I'm talking about volume being low on Neo, etc., it's different from this kind of volume. This is really, really low volume. So under $1,000, if we look at Neo, when I say there's no volume in that, you're talking 146 million, and that's no volume. When it was kind of high, we're talking about $500,000, $1 million, not $500,000, $500 million, kind of traded in days. Yeah, 633 million over the last 24 hours, 1.4 billion. So when I'm saying there's no volume, I'm talking about comparatively speaking to when it was trading $1 billion a day, but not with the one we just looked at, Patient Tory, and it's only $854. That's not to say it's not a good project. I don't know enough about it again, but with the volume, just looking at the volume there, there's just no interest in it at all. They've still got social, came up to date with social as well. So it could be one of those ones, it's a hidden gem and people are going to discover it again. It's obviously been discovered before. A lot of people were talking about it, and then it's just gone right downhill from there. So I don't know what they're up to just now, so I can't really comment on it either. Ross Davison, thanks. Been scalping on swings, plus minus 40%. Excellent. They're starting to see a lot of reds versus 24 hours ago. Hope today is not a down day. It just depends on Bitcoin. It could be a down day if Bitcoin drops hard, and it looks as if it's kind of veering on that kind of side that's going to drop. USD is veering towards that just now. 8,295. It's going sideways at the moment. It just could go either way. So I just really don't know. Also, are you buying Hedera Hashgraph? If not, why not? I'm not buying it at the moment. I loved Hedera Hashgraph when it first came out. I wanted to get into the ICO, couldn't get into it, but not at the moment. I just think it's too high just now. 23 million has come down. Not by that much. Got to price was $4, 3 cents just now. H-bar, I'll probably start looking at it from here. Obviously, when I was kind of talking about it a few weeks ago, we're talking it was really quite high for me, but 3 cents just now is good. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is obviously there's 50 billion kind of H-bar out there. So I'd need to look at this again. When I first looked at it, it kind of explained circulating supply and total supply as well. But 636 million circulating supply, but there's a total supply of 50 billion. So I need to look at that again, see why that is. There's a couple of things I wasn't buying it for a couple of weeks ago. It was just too high just now. I knew it was going to come down, but it's come down to 23 million. So it could be good. This could be a really big one as well and could change things as well. But yes, I would look at that again. But the only thing is this circulating supply and total supply. So I'd need to look at that again, but definitely still interested in that. 929. ONG. Jane saying Lightborn crushed and smashed. LOL. Excellent. Atif, I think it's below ICO price. It is now, yep. ONG. ONG, BTC. So this is really going to follow the kind of ontology price. Roughly. If we can compare ONT, BTC. Yeah, so it's going to follow the kind of ONT price, ontology price. You can see that there's a direct correlation there, obviously. So again, it's been forgotten about. Ontology has been forgotten about, and because of ontology has been forgotten about, obviously ONG, obviously as well. So good time to buy? Yes, I would say so, but do your own research and all that stuff. Okay, that's it. I think I've got everybody. I think. Have a wee look at it, done all that as well. And just a couple of news story headlines I was looking at. Despite pullback in Bitcoin, investor interest is strong. So this is the CME group recently tweeted that despite the Bitcoin price pullback, customer interest in CME Bitcoin futures remained strong during Q3 2019. And this is the kind of headline. Just looking at headlines, as I said, 3 million locked DeFi Pulse. Go check that out. I think that's really interesting site. Really interesting to keep an eye on the DeFi space as well. I think it's going to be huge. Bitcoin whales moving like $2 billion for next to nothing. So this is from Rhythm. 107,848 Bitcoin were just transferred for 0.02 Bitcoin fee. So really nothing. Imagine trying to do that at a bank as well. Justin Sun at the end of this month, Tron, TRX, BTT and WIN. When there's big news coming that's about to shake the crypto markets. So Justin Sun, I thought he'd stopped all that. I was just kind of praising him for stopping all the crap, but he's not really saying anything, to be honest. Bermuda's Premier, Tron Telegram contest, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of this month, I wonder if he's replied to any kind of tweets. So you have made the announcement of an announcement. Yeah. And you're announcing something at STC 2019. Those you want to know more, follow me. Can't wait. So there's going to be an announcement. We've been saying this for ages, especially for WIN coming, WIN just now, or WIN. the Win token. I'm in that just now. And there's meant to be a third announcement that's coming out. So I'm waiting on that as well. But at the moment, it's still staking just now. So it looks like there's going to be an announcement within the next month, at the end of this month. So we're talking about 2 weeks' time. So we'll see what that is and see if it's going to be big for Win, BTT and Tron as well. Facebook Libra Association formalises council with a 5-member board as well. So it looks kind of as if Facebook Libra is kind of dead in the water just now. A lot of people are pulling out. We've seen that before. We've seen the news yesterday as well. But we'll see what happens with it. They could come back again and see what happens with that. So it is a correction, it's not a setback, said Dante Disparte, newly appointed head of policy and communications at the Libra Association after the council lost another backer. This time it was Booking Holding and the company behind Booking.com, Priceline and Kayak. So we'll see what happens with Libra. It's not got off to a good start, but they probably could come back again. UK startup takes $1 billion tokenization plan stateside, and we'll just kind of look at that. Smartlands is betting on $1 billion tokenization vision with a new broker-dealer partnership to make it happen. This is just kind of the news headlines I was looking at. Terion, kind of looked at that already as well. And what else? I think that was it just now. Let's go back to chat quickly. Dent app looks really sweet. G-Slick, David D, great stream, Steve. Thank you very much, mate. B, kippers for breakfast. Have a good day all. You as well, mate. Thanks for joining us. Nice diet to LRC, please. We'll look at that very quickly. I will not invest in any Justin Sun project. He has more hat than cattle, as the Texans say. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I thought he kind of calming it down a bit and he was becoming a leader. And he kind of is. He has been over the last couple of months. So I'm still, the jury's kind of still out, although I kind of made up my mind months and months ago about Justin Sun. Just didn't think he was a leader to lead Tron, but he's calming down a wee bit. So we'll see if he's kind of matured. LRC, we'll look at that and then we'll go. LRC, BTC. So Loopring. We'll get ONT off that. So crossed over on the daily. Around about 24th of September at 371. It did go up about 20%. Came back down again. Looks like it's going to cross back down, but could bounce off the 50 EMA there. This is from purely a technical point of view. Fundamentals, I don't know. Again, I've not looked at it recently. There's just so many cryptocurrencies to look at. Volume is not that high as well with that. So I wouldn't know where to go with that one because it could bounce off the 50 EMA here. So you'd have to keep a tight stop loss. Probably put your stop loss around about 358 just to make sure. If it went below that, then just get out. But fundamentally, I don't know. So I couldn't say it for the long term. Okay, with that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this as well. And can I share this as well? If you like it, share it in a Telegram group or whatever. If I've mentioned a project that you're in a Telegram group of, share it in the Telegram group as well. And let me know what you think. But that's it for now. Until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. They change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.